Welcome to the FlyandFloatFishing.com Friday forecast. Today is Friday, October 2nd, 2009. The weather conditions for this weekend's fishing in Steelhead Alley may be okay for fishing some feeder creeks, even though there may be some rain on the horizon this weekend. On Saturday, they're calling for a 30% chance of rain throughout the day, and we should have some cloud cover. This will allow the fishermen to have some better success throughout the day, and the temperature should be in the mid-50s to low 60s. But they're calling for some winds that are coming from the southwest at 12 miles an hour. On Sunday, they're calling for a 20% chance of rain. It looks like there's going to be some cloud cover for the majority of the time. The daytime temperatures are being predicted to be in the upper 50s on Sunday. It's time to put away those sneakers and shorts and throw on those waders and corkers, because the cold nights continue throughout the month. The stream temperatures are going to continue to fall. The stream flows for this weekend's fishing as of 5 o'clock on Friday is the Vermilion is at 86 cubic feet per second and falling. There was a spike today on the Vermilion with the flows, and they should be coming down throughout the weekend and should be fishable probably sometime beginning of next week. The Rocky is at 800 cubic feet per second and falling, and the water temperature is 64 degrees. The water temperature has dropped 9 degrees, which is pretty significant, and this will certainly get those steelhead in the mood to bite. The Chagrin is at 1,660 cubic feet per second and should be falling tonight. With the latest rains that we had today, it really blew out the river, and it probably won't be fishable tomorrow, but it should be good to go next week sometime. The Grand River is at 1,050 cubic feet per second. And for those that you don't know, the Grand River is probably the largest tributary that we have in Steelhead Alley area. It takes a lot for it to become blown out, and when it does blow out, it does take it a while to come back down, but it stays fishable for a longer period of time. In my opinion, this officially starts the steelhead season. The blowout conditions that we've had through the end of this week have flushed out quite a bit of the silt and whatnot in the streams. Even though the rivers are blown out, this will make us have a nice push of fish, and the next week and our upcoming weekends should be some pretty productive times of fishing. All those veteran steelheaders that have been chomping at the bit will now get their best opportunity this weekend to hook into some first chromers for the 2009-2010 fall season. I have been getting some fishing reports from several friends and guides throughout the week. Joe Montello from Fish on Float sent me a report today. Early in the morning, the streams were fishable, but with this latest rain today, he expects that the Ashtabula County streams should be blown out for this weekend. They were rising and getting visibility was becoming less and less throughout the morning, so tomorrow should not be a good day to head out to the Ashtabula County streams. I've also received an email from Dan at Chagrin River Outfitters, and it's a fishing report, and he says, with the rains that we've had, the fish have continued to push in, but not necessarily any new fish have come into the lower stretches of the streams and the eastern tributaries. He expects the visibility to remain low after these first few rains, even though the flows look good as the summer silt, sticks, leaves, and sediment get flushed from the system. The good news is the temperatures are warm enough between 55 in the morning, warming to 63 during the afternoons for fish to move in and take your offering. And they should be pretty aggressive when you're taking your presentation. Expect the smaller PA and Ohio tributaries to fish Monday and Tuesday, while the larger tributaries may take up until Thursday to clear down, depending on how much rain we get. Dan says that he's getting a lot of questions on what flies guys should be using out on the streams during this early fall season of steelhead, and his recommendation is your traditional fly patterns, such as egg patterns, nymphs, and anything that looks like a streamer pattern, as the steelhead have been out in Lake Erie and they've been eating large 3 to 7 inch shad and emerald shiners all summer, and he says that they should be taking them pretty aggressively. I want to thank Dan at Chagrin River Outfitters and Joe Montello at Fish on Floats for this week's fishing reports. The further east you go, the more fish there seems to be further up in the river, though it doesn't mean that you have to drive 2 hours either way to get hooked into some chromers this season. I think you may have some success with catching some steelhead on Saturday and Sunday with those feeder creeks. So for you center pinners out there, what I would do is just throw a tandem egg pattern and a nymph. And if the water has low visibility, I would use bright colored flies. You can also have some great success with the jig and maggot combo right now, or you can go with the trusty old spawn sack. For you spay guys, I don't claim to be a spay guy, so I take all this information from friends, fly shops, and guides, but they say to stick with some minnow patterns and consider the new run of fish that have just come in from Lake Erie since they've been feeding on those emerald shiners. And for those guys that are using the spinning gear, you can use exactly what the center pin guys use, because there's nothing that's really limiting you with your spinning rig other than the getting a long drag-free drift like the center pin guys can get. As far as some events this weekend, I would highly recommend anybody that is not going to be fishing or due to the rivers being blown out, stop over at the Rocky River Nature Center this Saturday, which is tomorrow, for the 16th Annual Steelhead Expo. Should be a good time. I will be out there. I'll be doing some podcasts out there, recording some of their seminars, and hope to be bringing those to you next week sometime. Should be a good event. As far as some Fly and Float Fishing website news, the Fly and Float Fishing front page will be under some construction this weekend. We're planning on providing our members and guests with an easily navigatable front page that can directly link to our blog page, the forums, and our new Friday Forecast podcasting. I want to thank everybody for all your support during this transition. And as always, respect your fellow steelheader as well as the landowner's private property. Remember that you have to gain permission to fish on private property, even if you're standing in the stream. The landowners own the stream bed as well. Good luck this weekend, be safe, and tight lines.